Hello everyone, we'll be getting started momentarily. And yeah, we're good to start now. Fury of Achilles from 1962. Most faithful adaptation of the Iliad. Let's get started.
O heavenly goddess, tell me of the many woes brought on the Greeks by the wrath of Achilles. The Iliad of Homer. The story begins outside the walls of Troy. For 10 long years, the Greek army has vainly besieged the city. And if the Trojans have suffered under this relentless assault, the Greeks too feel the hardships of war. Exhausted by many battles and short of supplies, the Greeks are camped on the coast, where they live by ravaging the countryside. All the towns along the coast have been sacked, and now the Greeks are forced to look farther afield for plunder. This expedition is marching against the city of Lyrnessus. It is led by Agamemnon, son of Atreus, king of Mycenaean Corinth, commander of all the Greek armies. With him is Ulysses, the wisest, most cunning of Greek warriors. But stronger than all others is Achilles, king of Phthia, son of Peleus and Thetis.
Achilles wasn't a king yet, he was still just a prince. I mean, he never lived to be king, but still. And Agamemnon was not the king of Corinth, he was just the king of Mycenae. While this is the most faithful adaptation of the Iliad, there is one addition, and that's a war prize for Patroclus. Even though I'm not sure if it makes sense, he was basically Achilles' second in command. Now, he actually was cousins with Achilles in mythology, but the whole lover thing was a post-Homeric thing, so yeah, those that don't portray them as lovers is strangely more faithful. I say that because the most they are in the Iliad is ambiguously bisexual. Patroclus is just as interested in women as Achilles is. But even then he doesn't actually have a war prize of his own. Like Achilles has Briseis.
Bring that here.
So, yeah, this movie ends up giving Patroclus a war prize named Xania.
Put it down and take them all out. Good. Good.
And specifically, Patroclus was Achilles' first cousin once removed. Not as closely related as his other cousin, Ajax, the great Ajax, who was literally the son of Achilles' uncle, Telamon.
That pretty little girl in the yellow dress already knows that I'm thinking of her. When my turn comes, I'll choose her. I want her companion, the one in red. Unfortunately, Agamemnon has first choice. But we don't have to worry about Ulysses. What do you mean? Who do you think that gold brazier will go to, for example? Put it over there. His wife needs worry. As long as there's gold, he'll be faithful to her, won't he?
Now,
The god of speed.
uh, Achilles was, in mythology, Achilles was actually already married to the Princess Didamia of, let's see, where was it? Skyros, I think? And by her, he had a son, Neoptolemus.
What's your name?
Delia,
And yours?
Suzanne.
Come on, get on over! Keep moving! Come on, you! Beautiful. Very beautiful. What's your name?
What's yours?
My name doesn't matter. I am the King of Kings.
And I'm consecrated to Apollo, the god of kings.
You will learn this very night that you're nothing but a prisoner of war, a priestess no longer, but a slave.
That is sacrilege.
Who is this little devil? Briseis of Vanessa, daughter of the priest of Apollo. She's mine. And your father? Leave him to starve in the ruins. Take her back to Agamemnon's camp. Come on, get moving. Hurry up. Move there.
Agamemnon's camp, shouldn't that be the Greek camp?
This one's my prisoner. Naturally, brave Achilles. Ulysses, when you send a messenger to your wife, tell Penelope that Patroclus thanks her. Because if it wasn't for her, you might have chosen one of these girls. And left only the gold to keep us company, eh?
Agamemnon, Ulysses, Achilles, and Patroclus are away on an expedition. What are we waiting for? Without these leaders, the Greeks on the coast are completely lacking in authority, cunning, and strength. Again, I ask you, what is holding us back? This is the moment to attack their camp and set fire to their ships. You well know that as long as they have ships to carry supplies, our situation is hopeless. Do you expect the gods to destroy them? For 10 years the gods have protected us. Yes, Sarpedon, for 10 years. And now the fates have turned against us. The gods favor Achilles. But these adverse gods are far away because Achilles is far away.
Yet only the name of Achilles makes you turn pale.
That's right, Paris. Yes. Yes, the name of Achilles makes me turn pale. Beloved Priam, king and father. You speak. Tell him who is the cause of all our grief that I shall die by the hand of Achilles, according to the oracle.
But I would be quiet, Paris.
If I fear the king of Thea, the invulnerable, it is only because my services are useful to my country. On the day of victory, Achilles can drive his lance through my body and throw me to the dogs as he promised.
At last, you all know what the oracle says. It's true. And it is terrible for me as a father. What do you want us to do, Hector?
Attack in force. Attack the Greek camps on all sides. We can pretend to make the main drive towards the camp of old Nestor. Remember, he has to protect the camps of Agamemnon and Achilles.
But the two Ajax. I think their camps are near the two weak ones. When they see us, they'll send help.
All right. But I, meantime, with a handful of picked warriors, will follow the river Scamander. We'll force our way through the tunnel leading to the ocean, and with the help of the gods, reach the ships. Our torchbearers will do the rest.
We should use this truce to recover our strength. Another failure would be the end of us.
There won't be a failure.
But a truce is a matter of honor, Hector.
Have you become a council of cowards? Is this why all of Greece is at our gates? Father, please, I beg you, bless our weapons and give your soldiers the order to attack. From the walls of Troy, you can watch the burning of the whole Greek fleet.
I put Hector's proposal to the vote. Go then, my son, and may the gods protect you.
Hector.
Andromache, dear wife.
I was listening. Please, Hector, don't go.
You mustn't cry.
But why you? Always you. Have Paris go and burn the Greek ship. Your bravery, your courage will be your death. Don't challenge fate, Hector. Think of me and our son.
Dear Andromache, I always think of you and of him, even in the midst of the most arduous of battles. I think of my brave and devoted wife whom I love so much.
You spend your life on the battlefield, and I remain all alone, living in fear that you may not come back. You must love your country more than...
No, that isn't true. No. I have no love for the task of killing all those Greek soldiers. But I have no choice. If I don't kill them, they will kill me. You and everyone. It seems to be my destiny to have to lead the army. That's why, now more than ever, I need your strength and your courage. If I give strength to my soldiers, you also give strength to me.
needs help, but the Trojans seem to be attacking from all sides.
Ajax, Telamon, cover the east. The other captains will have to attack when needed. But you'll weaken your camp. I have to protect the interests of the king, who've gone on a foraging expedition for us. Master, I don't understand. Look how the center of the battle has moved.
There doesn't appear to be any plan of attack. Perhaps it's just a skirmish.
I think it's just a diversion, to hide their real objective from us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the budget only allowed for a few chariots, so that's why there's a lot more horseback in this. Than there would have actually been. Now, I'm just gonna say this does take liberties, but in comparison to other stories that cover less events of other adaptations that cover less events of the Trojan War, it's really the most faithful of them. I've actually not seen too many of these sword and sandal films.
You'll never see your country again.
Well, yeah, I've seen
Our God.
a few, but not a lot from Italy, like this one. I've seen quite a few.
Take this as payment for your beautiful Helen.
Victor! You draw the first sword! Victory!
My favorite sword and sandal film might be The Fall of the Roman Empire.
It's Achilles! We must retreat, Hector. You won't escape me, Hector!
I'm waiting here for you. Come and get me.
Are you able to walk? Try to stop Achilles! Hector is wounded! You two wait here. Cover our retreat.
I don't think there'll be enough. Yeah, got my cats come to watch with us. What do you think, Alex? Do you think there'll be enough to cover the retreat?
Here, help me. Quickly, the horses.
Good shot. Alex, what are you doing? Whoa. I'm gonna make a criticism, Achilles' armor doesn't really look like armor.
Come back to avenge this warrior!
Though that could be blamed on the budget. It's just like, here, slap a helmet on and then it looks like armor.
You were both brave and valorous. I want him to receive full honor. Once again, we've been fortunate. I thank you, my brave friend. Venerable Nestor, I know how you feel. We won't leave you again. But let me say in front of everyone, I couldn't have done better myself.
We have the gods on our side. They led Achilles back to us at the
I don't know, you could've. In the Iliad, you're
Tomorrow we will have a feast and hold games
you're
in
such a
honor of the
beast
gods.
on the battlefield, yeah, and the Iliad, Agamemnon is such a beast on the battlefield, he could be Achilles' equal or even his better.
Even King Agamemnon himself made an appointment with Venus for Nestor.
It doesn't matter. Ulysses will stay with me. While we plan all the games, you can plan how to win them. You may return to your camp.
Yeah, obviously there was no games necessarily.
I think we should hold the games on an open space.
But there were funeral games, of course. So maybe they're just changing the context of the games and moving them earlier into the story.
But say, where on earth have you been? I thought you'd been murdered or carried off by the gods to the land of the underworld. Have you made up your mind now? Why do you act so foolishly, Briseis? Try a little of this Greek wine. It's very strong and sweet. It helps you forget your unhappiness. All your old friends, and all of your family, gone away. Gone away forever. Try some wine, Briseis. It helps you forget. Help me forget.
What would you have me forget? That I was once a free woman and now I'm nothing more than a slave?
Modesty has never been your strong point, has it? You always rather proud, Briseis.
That's enough then.
Why do you struggle against your fate?
Yeah, I have a couple of audiobooks upstairs
We might have ended
of
up in the
the
arms
Iliad.
of a toothless old soldier.
I've also got the Marvel Comics graphic novel
We
adaptation.
are to be the brides of kings. Nay,
Very, very good, and I highly recommend it if you can find it.
will marry me. I would have been very jealous.
I also really enjoy Eric Shanoa's Age of Bronze. I just wish
Never pretended love me.
he'd
Achilles will never touch me.
uh,
If I only had enough
put a
courage
bit
to
more-
love myself.
I think you'll change your mind very
give a bit more attention to it, because I'm not happy that it's going to be like an issue a year.
Fragrant with roses. Is it so difficult to wash away the odor of death from your two butchering masters?
Our masters have not touched you yet, hmm?
It's supposed to be 7 volumes, and so far we're we've got 2 volumes down and 2 portions of the 3rd volume finished.
We managed to reach the ships in time. Time is the slave of Achilles.
Achilles is the slave of time. Tomorrow, my friends, we will justly celebrate our victory.
May the gods that in my master, every
Everything is ready for the blast, my king.
A god of love and gentle
He wasn't king yet.
Tied with dire intentions.
He never lived to be king.
Yet I will tie him prisoner with lashings of shining gold. Long life to Patroclus the Fierce.
My little maiden has fled like a
We
deer.
know your favorite speed, my lord. Catch her if you can.
I will catch her presently. After I take a bath.
Health to our two great warriors and the god of love.
Now, Achilles only lived to be 25. Yeah. He was 15 when the Trojan War started, and,
Patroclus, you're putting too much in.
yeah, a lot of the time actors much older than 25 are cast as Achilles. And this is no exception. Yeah, Gordon Mitchell was a 39 in this.
Why? Then I'll tell you of the fight today.
That's 2 years younger than Brad Pitt,
Sing, Brisette.
who was 41 when he played Achilles in Troy, and David Gyasi, who played Achilles in Troy, Fall of a City, was 38. But no one quite beats Kenneth Hay, who played him in the 1981 adaptation of Troilus and Cressida. He was 50, I think.
Hector flees me, and a female from Lynessa dares so much. What do you want me to do with you? Break you in like a wild mare, or throw you into the arms of my warriors?
But at least they're mortal, who may have to pay with their lives for the curse of war in your battles.
Yeah, that's not exactly accurate to the Iliad, because at that point, Achilles wasn't invulnerable everywhere except for his heel, and he was just so skilled he might as well have been. He could still, blood could still be drawn from him.
And will die one day. Even you could have killed me.
Yeah, Kenneth Haig was 50 when he played
The
Achilles.
vagrant gods protect all of me, except one spot. A fighting machine. Created to destroy. And that also can be destroyed. When and where they wish. As I said, you could have...
And on the concept of Troy, Fall of a City, I don't have any problem with
A child could kill
the
me.
colorblind casting, because that's literally what it is. Achilles and Patroclus both played by black actors, but
But I know
Ajax,
that I am not alive from Troy. This theory
the son of
before I
Achilles' uncle Telamon, and thus more closely related to
death of Hector
Patroclus, is still played by a white actor.
killed by Achilles. But that I, Achilles, will die after the death of Hector.
Yeah, likewise, we have a black actor as
Thus
Zeus,
spoke the oracle. Relay.
a cape-colored actress as
The
Athena,
warriors have hopes of defending themselves against
a
death.
black actress with albinism as Artemis,
Return home.
but
But not I.
then you,
Thus I ask of the
I bring,
I ask of your
Athena and Artemis are both daughters of Zeus. Then you look at
when I do too much,
Hermes,
behave like an
still played by a white actor, and Zeus is
denying me the
also the father of Hermes.
the least of my
Helen, also a daughter of Zeus, played by a white actress, and Aphrodite, depending on the version, is either Zeus's aunt or his daughter, but again, still played by a white actress. It's literally just colorblind casting like you'd see in a play.
Darkness falls over the Greek camp, and one by one the tired warriors surrender to the firm and gentle power of Morpheus, god of sleep and dreams. The men of Argus sleep, as do Diomedes their king, Ajax and Hector, and the energy spent in the sacking of Lernectus, and in the tent of King Agamemnon, a light still burns.
Who is your person?
Not quite. Ah, yes. Jasmine of Persia. The most exotic and the most suited to the task of winning a reluctant...
Jasmine of Persia.
Don't you agree, my dear Cressida? I'm sure you recall this very perfume, eh?
Hurry up. You'd better be careful.
That's definitely an anachronism.
25. I wouldn't want the Virgin of Lernectus to laugh at you tonight.
Cressida, you're making a fool of yourself. Chryseis, does your vocation permit you to drink wine? We must make a libation to Bacchus. May he give me strength, and you desire.
Never mind, child. Makes me sick when he tries to show off in front of me.
Take care in how you sense the
You sleep quietly tonight.
Yeah, that mention of Persia is definitely an anachronism. The
They're always boasting.
Achaemenid Empire did not exist yet. This is set in the 12th century BCE. The traditional date for the Trojan War being 1194 to 1184 BCE. Sorry if I talk a lot, I'm just a bit of a buff about these type of things.
Divine Apollo, god of the silver bow, your priest has nothing more to ask of you. It is right that you abandon one not able to defend your sacred altar. But Apollo, as a father,
Why did that make my
implore your assistance.
Why did that make some bones in my back ache?
The unjust fate of his daughter. She who also, oh God, offered you her prayers and many sacrifices, and spirit of purest love. Apollo, Chryseis is at the mercy of a pitiless enemy. Her youthful gentleness and her beauty, her very honor is consecrated to you. Oh God, I'm now become the plaything of the Greeks' most base desire. Apollo, protect my daughter. I beg you to hear the words of Christ is your priest, and save my poor child.
Hear me, Chryseis, go now to the camp of the Greeks, and lay abundant wealth and riches before King Agamemnon.
What wealth can I offer him? A poor priest without a temple, a citizen without a city.
Plague.
Come in, hurry. Now you go with her. Come on, girls. Help me with him. Well now, my little face is all tired. I'm sleepy.
You old bitch.
Oh, he wants a little rest. Oh, my poor little boy.
What's the matter?
This is just the time that my wife lights the fire.
If she's still alive, but you had a daughter. You should light the fire.
Oh, she's too young.
She was 4 when we left home 10 years back, so she must be 14 by now. 14's the best age for lighting all kinds of fires. Hey, look!
Stop! Who are you, old man? How did that wagon get here without making any noise?
Are you a man or a ghost?
A man like you, both the same in the grief we bear.
What do you mean?
You've been thinking of your daughter, and I of mine. That's why I'm here. I've come to get her. I am Chryses of Lyness's, servant of Apollo. I want to speak to King Agamemnon.
Do you think he wants to speak to you?
Shall we let him pass?
Maybe, but he's chosen a bad moment. The king is preparing for the game.
What are they for?
Because we won a battle yesterday. We're celebrating the victory.
A father who expects Agamemnon to return his young daughter would be wise to hurry.
See that everything is in order. Go. The gods treat you well, Agamemnon. You shine like an inhabitant of Olympus.
Ulysses, I never trust you when you start paying compliments. I prefer your sarcasm. Still, I must admit, there's nothing like a victory to invigorate the body and spirit.
A victory in love or war?
Have you prepared everything?
Yes, we're almost ready. The other kings have already brought their gifts. But not you, though.
Who is that?
I am Chryses, the servant of Apollo, father of Chryseis.
By what right do you come here?
By the will of God,
What do you want?
my daughter. And I offer you this in exchange, a wagon load of treasure.
It's not enough.
But surely you can't be serious.
Call Calchas. My advisor, Calchas.
Calchas, call Calchas.
Calchas will clarify my religious position. He'll explain, speaking for the gods, the terrible obligations they imposed upon me before I could come here as commander of the army. In just having a daughter, you are fortunate. Remember that mine was sacrificed in Aulis, before my fleet could even be put to sea for Troy. Sacrificed, a mere child, slaughtered by the priests on the altar stone.
A king subjects alike unto his...
Well, on the one hand, she would be just a child. On the other hand,
But I have only
it's very common to exclude the bit where Artemis actually rescued Iphigenia.
Make him understand how much more terrible is the cold altar stone of the
I mean, she was the one who called for Iphigenia's sacrifice, so guess she's the one who can rescue Artemis and exchange her for a beast of the wire to be sacrificed.
It's terrible, the retribution of the angry god.
In that case, you won't object to my immediate compensation. Unload that cart and put everything in my tent. You can go. And thank, if not my faith, then my superstition, which prevents me from executing an old fool. Go, and don't return to my camp, or neither God nor sanctity will help you.
Have mercy on us. He has a burning pain within his heart that makes him pitiless. But surely the others are not to blame.
Whoever allows a cruel and unjust king to rule over his country, whosoever supports a leader in straying from the paths of righteousness, deserves the punishment of the gods. Calchas, pray, if anyone is dear to you.
Ulysses, here's the tunic.
To the winner, for his lady,
King of Ithaca.
It's beautiful, beautiful, Patroclus. Please, Willie.
Don't count on it, Xenia. There are many champions, much stronger and faster than me.
Pick this one.
But why?
Because I like the color. Look, it's the color of the setting sun. The time of rest and sleep. Our time.
Good. All right, orange for me.
Orange picked by Patroclus.
Do you want that dress?
No. I'd like Xenia to have it. Look how bright her eyes are.
She will have it.
Thanks.
I see that some of you are already worried by Achilles. Well, if I was competing today, there'd be no doubt about it.
Blue for Achilles! You've chosen the blue, eh?
Are you competing, Nestor?
No, I don't want to make you boys look foolish. I leave the prizes to you.
Today, you might not. Well, Achilles?
Already, Agamemnon.
Now then, remember, this is a trial of ability, not of strength. Is that all clear? No one is to throw the lance until the target reaches that mark over there. All right? On your mark.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm left-handed, don't forget.
No, leave him like that.
Are you ready?
I'm wondering if that was just something that was written in because Patroclus' actor was himself left-handed.
Orange in the middle. The winner is Patroclus.
Congratulations.
Prince of Lockress.
Xenia, the tunic is yours.
Prince of... I don't remember Patroclus ever holding a royal title in the original mythology.
O great Apollo, God of the silver bow, hear your faithful servant. I have always worked to grace your holy temple and deck your altar with living sacrifices. Hear my plea, and let your revenge descend on the Greeks for what they have done to me.
If you want the tunic, just say so. I'm judge of the games, and I saw everything.
I'm happy for the happiness of Xenia, as Achilles is for Patroclus.
Noble sentiment. In that case, I was mistaken. I saw nothing. And now it's time for the next debate.
Are you not running, Ulysses?
Yes, in my imagination. It's less time. All right, men, ready along the starting line. Achilles, you start back there by that horse. Is this far enough? All right.
Excuse me.
darkest night, the mighty god descended and wreaked his fury on the Grecian fleet. A crash of thunder burst the gloomy heavens, and lightning struck the warriors where they stood. For 9 whole days, the Greeks endured this terror, and many were the massive funeral pyres.
Yeah, so this is basically where it starts, the Iliad. And honestly, compared to... actually, I don't really have a problem with it, showing a bit of what's going on at... Well, actually, Crisis coming for his daughter is where it actually starts.
Thus he spoke.
My lord, we must return home now if we're allowed to live. War and pestilence are destroying us. As to the war, you and your brother know the origin better than all. As for the pestilence, nobody knows the reason. Therefore, it is time some diviner, priest, interpreter of dreams was consulted to tell us if Apollo is accusing us for having offended or neglected him, and if he demands sacrifices, which will lift his vengeance from our heads. Calchas, what do you think?
Yes, I can explain it, but not before you promise me the security of your protection. The predictions of the gods and their ministers are often displeasing to the mighty. And the mighty have respect for us only when we can offer to them blessings and flattery.
Enough of this chatter. The facts, if you know anything.
I asked you to speak, and I will defend you against all the rulers and arrogant people of the world.
Apollo is insulted and outraged that his servant Chryses is denied the return of his daughter. It is obvious the father's curse was granted by an approving God, and imposes on us a misfortune without the hope that the other gods of Olympus will take our part until the proper respect is paid to Apollo.
What do you propose, then?
Not I, but Apollo expects you to restore Chryseis to her father. I, for my part, advise you to add to that a generous sacrifice and expiation.
Prophet of disaster, not once have you ever spoken without filling my heart with sorrow or my head with unwelcome ideas. As a man, Agamemnon tells you, Chryseis is dear to me. Thus, she has no price. And so you may understand.
Well, considering what Clytemnestra's like, yeah, he'd be better off finding someone else.
A king seeks the safety, not the death of his people. The king Agamemnon demands from the man Agamemnon this Chryseis and returns her to her god. But the people, the other heroes and kings, must pay me recompense. Must pay my sacrifice.
Agamemnon,
Arrogant Agamemnon.
famous for his avidity and no less for his greed. As an orator, you contradict yourself. How do we compensate you? Is there perhaps spoil that has not been divided that can be allotted to you? Or do you want to take from others what the god demands from you? Be satisfied with our promise. Chryseis will be paid 100 times her worth when we come to the plunder of Troy.
Now I understand. Now I know who it was who dared to put those lying words in the mouth of Calchas. This, too, must be endured by a king, because the people believe in his noble generosity. Very well. We are as we are. I give my people Chryseis, but demand of Achilles that he give me in return his slave Briseis of Lyrnessus. I have spoken.
I am here, not for my hate for the Trojans, but for your benefit and the honor of your brother. I, who bear the major burden of the war, do not see you taking equal share to mine, but a much larger part. Always! I must endure your abuse and in addition your insults. I'm leaving you. I'm going back to fear.
Leave! Leave me then. Other kings, other heroes will remain at my side worthy as yourself, even if they are not mongrels of a goddess.
Go now. You are and ever will be on the side of justice. Time will repay you for this insult, Achilles.
Everybody remember, when Hector's sword soaks the field with Greek blood, and I see that hour approach, you can ask the reason from your noble king.
If Achilles loves that woman, I'd be careful of him, Agamemnon.
Yes?
Forgive us, and ask your god Apollo to pardon our people. Go.
It's sad to perform an act of justice in secret. Sadness is to be expected when one offends the conscience of a king.
I'm healed. I'm saved. The plague is finished. The plague is over.
Look! The plague is finished. At the price of yet another disaster, as you will soon realize. Would it were only the king to endure it, not our poor warriors.
Halt! Who are you? Eurypydes and Chalcibius, heralds of Agamemnon. What do you want? We bring Achilles an order from Agamemnon. Open the gate. Where are they from? From Agamemnon. Let's deal with them.
What do you want from Achilles? My king doesn't take orders from yours. Leave the camp.
Patroclus, we must speak to your king. Since time began, a herald has been like the wind, bearing the voices of all without blame.
But you spoke of bearing orders, not messages. Leave the camp, I said.
But Patroclus.
Sentinel! Show these men how we treat bearers of unjust orders from an unjust king. Your souls will bring Agamemnon the reply from Achilles Myrmidon.
Stop! It's Achilles. Lower your bows.
My noble and faithful friend, your loyalty is a comfort to my wounded pride. But you know that an answer is due, King Agamemnon. The heralds are sacred. I will not offend the gods to revenge myself on a man if he who abuses his power and does not comply with the laws of honor can call himself a man.
Achilles, king of Phthia. We are speaking for our king, but not for ourselves.
The heralds must be respected. They're sacred and precious. How could a man otherwise have connections with that snarling dog, Agamemnon? Speak, before my myrmidons remember how to use their bows and swords. What do you want from me?
Proceed.
Peleus, my father, and Chiron, the centaur, taught me that kings were also men and could err on impulse like all men. Tell Agamemnon that this is proof that he is unworthy to hold the supreme scepter. He has had the whole night for his temper to diminish. But even after the tranquil night which brings counsel and reflection, he hasn't learned to act like a real king, while I, Achilles, will answer like a king. My friend, take Grisette, give her to the herald. If she cries, dry her tears for her.
But Achilles,
I have Nestor's word that she will not suffer any affront. And regarding the offense he has inflicted on me, you heralds, messengers of shame, make Agamemnon's spine quiver with this prophecy. When the dogs of Troy are still fighting over the Greek Agamemnon's bruised and bleeding body, I, Achilles, will look on, and I shall not shed a tear. I swear it.
But we know that day will never come. We know it is Achilles who will die before Agamemnon does.
It's true, I tell you. The disagreement between Agamemnon and Achilles is complete. Our information says that the Myrmidons will re-embark and are going back to Greece.
We mustn't rejoice too soon, my friend. This may be another trick.
Perhaps you are right, Paris. And in this case, I want to see for myself.
Your courage, Hector, is not always tempered with sagacity. I would recommend caution.
You must remember that in this war we are fighting both against men and gods.
Don't blaspheme, Hector. That's the wrath of Olympus.
Up to now, for 10 years, the gods have been against us. All Olympus has opposed us. But today, Achilles, the demigod, the invulnerable, has withdrawn from our enemies. You can well imagine the terror in their hearts. They say that night is a good counselor. Tonight, let us bring the Greeks some advice. Trojan advice written in blood. Abandon the land of Troy.
So Ulysses is wounded, but okay, I'm starting to get a strange feeling, like I've seen his face before, but more recently and unaging.
Look over there. Someone's coming.
Yeah, the actor playing Ulysses, he kind of looks like Peter Macaulay.
Hey, Ulysses' camp is in flames. The Trojans are attacking all the camps. Hector's coming this way.
They've heard about Achilles. What do we do?
Is Achilles the only Greek? We'll drive them back.
Hector wants to take the camp by surprise. Better give battle in the open.
To arms!
Agamemnon did actually end up being wounded, but if I remember correctly, he ended up taking a spear through the wrist. But of course, in typical Hellenic mythology fashion, it was merely a flesh wound, and he was back at it the next day.
What's the matter? What do you think's the matter? I don't like sitting around here doing nothing with my friends who are all being killed on a battlefield.
Friends? But they're not our friends anymore. Didn't you hear the order from Achilles?
You can't forget 10 years of fighting just for some stupid order. I can't and don't pretend to. I still have a little account to settle with the Trojans.
Which makes Achilles' ultimate death kind of pathetic. I guess. An arrow in the heel and he dies. Agamemnon takes a spear through the wrist and he's okay the next day.
All that bad news? Patroclus, pour in some wine, and me too. It's a great day for Hector, huh?
Very fortunate, yes. The gods are all with Hector.
And keep in mind, Agamemnon is perfectly immortal. He's not a demigod like Achilles. Excuse me.
It seems as though everyone is avoiding a fight.
Live, Hector. Your life is mine also.
Is our camp in any danger? No, but everybody says they're avoiding it on purpose.
Come drink, my friend. Enjoy the night of our revenge. All right, go, Patroclus. You are my eyes and my arms. Bring me some good news. Go.
Change your song, you stupid. Not a hymn. A war song. Louder! Louder! That's enough!
Is that how a king acts, Achilles?
Entering the valley. It's a massacre. Ajax isn't able to send any more relief. Careful. Watch it. Like this.
Behold the great, the divine Achilles. Even for this, Agamemnon is responsible.
Wake up, Achilles. Greece is being defeated. You have to hurry. You can't possibly want to destroy Greece.
Greece? Where is Greece? I knew it when I was just a child. They forced me to fight. and go to Troy.
Hector will have to be stopped. He's already destroyed 3 camps.
No one forced you to fight. You
The
joined
other camp's yours as well.
for everlasting
Your fellow
glory.
countrymen are being defeated.
Greece does not exist anymore. Let me sleep. It's so wonderfulness. The gift from the gods.
If you don't want to give satisfaction, Agamemnon, take my armor, pretend to be me, but lead your warriors out to save your homeland.
Xenia, come here. No, you can't. No, you must.
You're behaving like a woman in love. Like a free woman who fears for her lover. You're very dear to me, Xenia. And I want to treat you as though you were my wife. Because that is what you will be when we return home. And for that very reason, I must carry out my obligations, understand? And his. I am his friend. A friend to his honor. Don't leave Xenia. Lest you extinguish my hatred, they must believe I am him. Strong and fierce, shouting his war cry, wearing his armor. Go, my dear, to the highest tower, so that you can watch me. Invoke the aid of the immortals, for one who is only a man.
I mean, I don't know if that's an exactly accurate description.
It's Achilles! It's Achilles! Trojans! Where is your honor? Where is your shame? Is this how you intend to save your home?
I mean, Patroclus has 3 different identities given to his mother, so for all we know, he could be anything.
Leave Hector for me. Hector, we must retreat. The Myrmidons outnumber us. It would be a massacre.
You must try to take the men safely to Troy.
And you?
The time has come for me to fight Achilles.
Retreat! Achilles, the invulnerable! Here I am! I'm not running away from you! If my death be the final trophy of your war, then come down and try to take it! But I can already see the dawn of victory for Troy!
Look there. He drew the spear with his left hand.
Come down! Come and give battle! Man to man!
Yeah, I suppose if you've survived enough battles with like enough battles that had Achilles present, you'd notice something like that.
You're starting to get tired. What's the matter with you? Have the gods turned against you? Patroclus. You're Patroclus.
No. I'm the strength of Achilles. Look there. Your brave warriors are running. Hector.
Deceitful gods, why are you mocking the courage of Troy? No. I cannot kill you.
A kind word for your enemy. What could be more noble? But war is war. Grant me a word of hatred. Destroy me. Don't let me die, believing that I've been killed by a better man. I beg you to be cruel. You'll get no pity from the gods, nor Achilles. Your fate decided. And Andromache will be a widow.
Stop it!
Your son's orphaned.
Troy destroyed. All of your brothers. All your family. Enough.
Hector was actually a lot worse. He actually wanted to desecrate Patroclus' body, beheaded, throw the body to the dogs, and have the head hanging from Troy's walls.
And there are those who envy me. The sacrifice of Patroclus has saved the fleet. The fall of night has taken the cursed Trojans back to their granite prison, but tomorrow... It's already tomorrow. And now the morning sun is rising above the mountains of the east. The gentle rays are shining on our far distant houses, beyond the great ocean. The royal palace. The queen. My son.
Your other daughter, Electra? What do you mean, sons? The only other son you had was Orestes, unless I'm forgetting someone.
Power of love.
The only son you had was Orestes, unless I'm forgetting someone.
You love Achilles. Naturally, you love him. Everyone loves him. And I love power. Neither I nor you are able to be satisfied without Achilles. You and I depend on his arm. We are nothing without him. Very well. Return to his tent. Bear this with you. He'll understand. Understand that I feel shame for having insulted our bravest
Of course you love power. You're the High King. You've got the highest amount of authority in Achaia.
Go now before I change my mind. Go quickly.
courage, Xenia. Please cry, you'll feel better.
I would have willingly washed his body with my teeth. Patrick, why don't you answer, Patrick? You don't move. You don't speak.
Where's Achilles?
I don't know, but he's frightened. He shouted and shouted. He said that it was all his fault. He didn't even want to look at the body. He ran away toward the seashore.
Xenia, please come away. You mustn't stay here.
The night already almost over. And on the cold seashore they have raised a great funeral pile. At daybreak, the searing odor of burning flesh will rise toward the gods. Oh, the cruel gods!
You didn't mourn like this for the fate of their nest.
You wanted to marry me. You would have taken me back to Lanessa, the queen.
Achilles mustn't find him here in his tent. Beside the other Patroclus is a fallen warrior. Here he's only a murdered friend. It's terrible.
That's exactly what he is, isn't he? He's only a killer.
The very fact that I have returned here should tell you who is responsible for this death. Have them place his body together with those of the other heroes.
Perhaps it's right. He wasn't only mine. You have Achilles. But I, who am I without him? Patrick. Oh, Patrick.
Mother, speak to me.
O son of mine, why is it that I find you mourning? Mighty Jove has granted you what you asked of him. The Greeks now know what it is to be without your strength.
What satisfaction may I have? If Patroclus, my loyal companion, dearer to me than life, is dead. Mother, I cannot stay or live amongst men unless I avenge his death.
Achilles, you know that after the death of Hector, your own fate is already decided.
My fate is marked, and it does not belong to me. But my revenge, yes. And now you must help me. I will fight with ordinary weapons. The Trojans, despoiling the corpse of Patroclus, took mine. So now, Mother, tell me where I'm vulnerable. Assure me that fate holds this in store for me, that I will die only after killing Hector.
The way you will lose your life on earth is a secret of the gods. It's not within my right to let you know the exact spot that is vulnerable, nor will kill you. But you'll have arms worthy of you. Master your anger, and put your trust in faith. Your arms I will get through Vulcan,
Yeah, that is actually what happened in the Iliad. His armor was taken, and so Theseus went to Hephaestus to get him new armor.
Have you run away?
He sent me back.
With gifts and promises? This is the king's wisdom. I would give all my wealth if it was sufficient enough to get Hector out of his den stone. And Agamemnon thinks he can buy me.
The funeral rites for Patroclus have begun. Shall we join?
No. We have time, Patroclus and I, to spend together. An eternity of time. And it's not far off.
Zane is out there with him.
You're beautiful. On your body, on your face, the true message of the gods is written. That it would be better that life would bloom within you. But instead, we're cursed by inexorable fate. You don't want me to think, do you?
Hurry, my carriage. It's waiting, my lord.
Oh, there goes my stomach. It's fine. I'm fine. I'll have a cup of yogurt when this is over. And then lunch. Xenia's dead. Could be with Patroclus. Excuse me.
Sarpedon. Look.
It's a Greek herald. Summon Hector. There's a Greek herald here.
From Achilles to Hector.
Hector is listening to you.
This is the message. You have taken the arms of Achilles without facing their true owner. You have been avoiding a direct fight with the king of fear. If you don't want the very walls of Troy to redden with the shame of your cowardice, come out at once. Achilles challenges you. He wishes to dedicate your life to the gods and to the spirit of the hero Patroclus, Prince of Locris. This is the
Prince of
Achilles,
Locris,
who is waiting
jeez.
for you outside the gates of Troy.
My friend, you are looking at me as though I were going to a certain death. You don't encourage me. Is it because you read fear in my face? You're right, I'm afraid, just like you. Afraid of the god which is in Achilles. And afraid of the fate which is waiting for me. But I will not disappoint you. If Hector is killed, his name will never die. And now it's up to you, my beloved wife, to teach our son to remember his father and to love his country. I ask of you, my friends, that you'll look after Andromache and this little prince. Now I am ready. The gods are asking me to give my life to save the honor of Troy, and I am obliged to give it to them.
But my sword will perhaps turn the scales of fate yet. Is there anyone among you who dares to say that Hector is already beaten?
Child, my little orphan, look. And I hope you remember to hate warfare as long as you live.
Okay, what's that watermark right there? How's that? What the heck? Was this taken off on DVD? Wait a minute, Mill Creek Entertainment. When did they ever release Fury of Achilles on DVD? Oh jeez, are they gonna try and come after me?
Open the gate and be ready to close it behind him as soon as the chariot is inside.
Open the gate! Worthy brother of Paris, go back to the arms of your woman who is seen to love a coward.
Oh Jesus, Mill Creek Entertainment gonna come after me? I mean, the film's public domain, so hopefully not. I don't get it. Why is it always like this? Never Achilles chasing Hector to the walls of Troy during a battle.
Hector, it's your turn now. Can't you interpret a divine omen? Do you see that tree? Remember it? That's where Patroclus was killed by your treachery. Ah! You will die there, too. Not quickly, but after an agony 100 times as long as his.
Get up! Get up! Give me a lance.
Gods of Olympus, give weight to my lance.
You need this advantage, Hector.
Don't talk to me about advantages. Everyone knows that the gods are protecting you. That every effort against you is useless.
It's not true. I too can be killed. To you, my friend, his soul and his body, you've been repaid for what he did to you.
Well, it's not exactly boiler ankles, but I don't know what you think. If it boiler wrists or boiler ankles would be worse. But the fact is he's dead, so I don't think it really matters.
Guard it. And at dawn you'll feed it to the raven. But for a whole night, Patroclus will know he's been avenged.
A bit compressed this bit, because this actually happened
How did you get here?
at night.
Did some treachery or deceit enable you to cross my line? Even though my sentries are on guard?
And after Achilles had returned to drag Hector's body around the walls of Troy a few times.
I want the body of my son. A son whose only crime was to carry out his duty and defend his homeland.
Hector only defended Paris, and Helen his mistress. He cannot demand the respect of any man today, or in the future, who hears the story of the troubles we suffered because of an adulteress.
I'm sure you must have come to realize, even in your short life, how all men want to interpret their destiny with a simple explanation. Under our confusion is the incomprehensible masquerade of the gods, who pursue their own fancies with men as puppets.
As you like, then see me as a servant of the avenging Fury. Your son Hector suffered today for the losses imposed by Helen on so many blameless Greek women.
I respect the sorrow of the mothers and widows who have suffered. But can you respect the sorrow of the father? I do not ask you as a king, though I beg you as a father, as would your father Peleus, to give me the right to burn the last remains of a Trojan warrior.
You're badly misled, Priam, if you would have me think of my father. You want me to cry over Hector's misfortune, but you do not know that I consider him more fortunate than I. His father is alive, and he can expect the
Peleus was alive.
Even tears. But who will cry over Achilles' body, now that he's close to the accomplishment of his destiny?
If by chance you should be killed while I am still alive, I, Priam, will mourn you as my son, in memory of those whose lives are sacrificed in the interest of pride and ambition. Do you hear that owl? You know that is the voice of Minerva, the goddess who favors you, Achilles.
Soldiers, put Hector's body on the chariot with his father, and have them escorted to Troy with all due respect.
The gods grant you blessing for this deed. Above all, for this deed, you shall live in the memory of men.
The end. Well, that was today's stream. Very good film. I'll see you all next time, Saturday presumably. If not, then it will be Tuesday. See you then.